I'll keep it moving. I'm going to talk about 1992. This is the brand new sort of crime drama starring Tyrese. Tyrese has been actively promoting this movie. It's been released by Lionsgate. Didn't get a huge rollout, to be honest, but I wanted to check it out. I like crime dramas, and also I really wanted to see Ray Liotta because this is, I believe, the last performance of Ray Liotta prior to his passing. So this will really be the final curtain call for him as an actor. But it's ultimately just a story that's set in 1992 after the Rodney King verdict, when Los Angeles had a large series of riots and violence and all sorts of things that happened after that verdict came out. And basically, this story is set within the midst of that. It's about two different stories. One is about Tyrese sort of looking after his young son and trying to protect him, but also, struggling financially and struggling to have a big relationship with him just because of the relationship with the mother, all sorts of things there. And then the other side of the story focuses on Ray Liotta's character and his son, Scott Eastwood, who's also in this movie. I like Scott Eastwood a lot. But they're basically trying to conduct a heist. They're going to take advantage of all the violence that's going down in LA to go rob and get some money out of this. Ultimately, this movie it's all right at best. It's just okay. Nothing to necessarily write home about. I will say Tyrese was pretty good in this movie. Had a lot of dramatic tension and weight in terms of being a father and having to look after a young black teenage boy. They're trying to imbue the movie with a lot of messages about just the systemic violence that happens from the police force and their brutality against black people. Of course, that's going to comment on that particular angle within American society based on the fact that it's set during the Rodney King verdict. They don't go maybe as deep as they should with it, but they do address it, I think, in a pretty meaningful way a couple of times throughout the movie. And then all of the stuff with Ray Liotta on the other side of it, I got to say, he's really good in this movie. I liked him a lot. Ray Liotta was really, really good. He is definitely the evil bad guy in this film, and certainly leans all the way into that. It reminded me of moments that he's had in Goodfellas where you just see this really dark turn from him. And him playing opposite of Scott Eastwood was also a really, really good dynamic between the two. So ultimately a fine film, but I think it's certainly one of those things, unfortunately, that might be a little forgettable because it's not getting a ton of attention. But again, as I said, Tyrese is like actively out here promoting this movie. He's everywhere. Have you seen any of these like recent Tyrese interviews? Because my boy, he's been struggling for sure. He's definitely been struggling, but he's out there front facing on all the talk shows, all the promo circuits, making sure that people hear about this movie. Especially considering that this is, I think, the first film release from Death Row Pictures, which Snoop Dogg now owns Death Row, and now they've created this new film subsidiary division that I guess is going to produce or license and release films. And I believe that this is the first release that falls underneath that banner.
Oh, that's interesting, especially with the football movie Snoop Dogg came out with last year. It would be interesting if it would have been under that, kind of Underdogs. That's what the name of it. But yeah, man, I've seen him, but I haven't watched any of them. Like I know he was on Cat Williams, some other random.
He was on Breakfast Club.
Things,
Had a lot of tears flowing on that interview.
Oh my God, Tyrese, that boy's he's dramatic. He's so dramatic in everything he does. One thing he gonna do is promote the hell out of a movie or something that he has going on though. And what's so funny about him though is I don't know. I feel like he auditions for like everything.
Yeah.
And so when he finally gets something, it's like he's driving it home. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of stuff. I think my favorite thing is he recently sang the national anthem. I believe at a Rams preseason like game, and he dressed up
Marvin
like
Gaye,
Marvin Gaye.
Or who was it? Oh my!
And he said he was in character. He was in character fully because I believe he's gonna portray Marvin Gaye in an upcoming movie. I'm not entirely sure, but he showed up dressed as Marvin Gaye. Not singing that well. That's important to note. Not the greatest rendition you've heard of the national anthem. But yeah, when you say he auditions for everything, I think that's quite literal for him. Like even in life, he's like auditioning for the next role. Like the Breakfast Club interview is probably an audition for the next dramatic film that he can have in the future. Yeah, he has a lot going on. I just pray for the best and pray for advancement and elevation for Tyrese because he definitely he got a lot going on in his personal life for sure.